is that, a valve grinder? Is that a valve grinder? What is that?
Valve grinder, here's a holding.
How about that? You got a lathe in there too?
This is what I wanted to bring on the convoy.
Yeah.
But, because I wasn't feeling great, we thought it best to bring the money. If I had 12 rigs, no deal. But this is pretty neat.
It sure is. What
This
a
is
cool.
brand new, Johnny.
Really?
Yeah, it was going on the storage, outdated, and everything's brand new.
Wow.
Every piece of equipment that went with it was on it, but they stole it off the base before it came out.
Huh.
All the floor was just covered with boxes that had all the like micrometers, drills, drill bits, you name it, that
Wow.
you would have in a machine shop was on here.
So it was equipped, ready to go.
Ready to go, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And what sort of equipment would this service?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything. I've got a yoke on there, and this is a 100-ton press, ram, and that's used to push pins out of bulldozer tracks.
Okay, yeah, because you need that kind of pressure to
It's got
push
a
pins.
roller.
Yeah.
It's stick, mic, and TIG.
Wow.
Big drill press, grinder. The back end, I won't do it today probably because of rain, but the back end opens up,
Okay.
and then you swing the press out.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
It's
cool.
over there on the other side.
Yeah.
190,000 was acquisition cost on it back in '89, I think this is.
Wow. But to figure the equipment you have in here and the tooling and everything, tooling is so expensive.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You putting these down?
Yeah, that riser is $1,200.
Easy, yeah.
I didn't pay a whole lot more for the whole thing.
What a deal! Oh man, I'd kill for it. Even even to have these pieces of equipment in a brick and mortar shop somewhere, I'd kill to have this kind of equipment.
I have pulls. I swear I can pull anything you could imagine.
Yeah.
And there's a 17.5 ton, 30 ton, 50 ton, and 100 ton rams. I got 50 ton in the press.
Yeah.
You opening this too, or
Huh?
you opening this too?
Tomorrow we will not.
Of course, when you got toys like this, you need
I'll close all if you go home.
a machine shop like this.
What's this thing?
Those things were on their somehow inventory on the base.
Oh, their scanner.
Yeah.
Scan.
Because I asked the guy
okay.
when we picked it up with the
HID.
loader.
Yeah, or FID or
Yeah,
whatever.
it says Omni ID.
Huh.
Nice.
That's a hell of a drill press in there. Jeez.
come back, we can have Johnny step out and take a picture. Am I in your way?
Nope. So,
Put this down.
sure.
There's nobody coming.
So, explain what this is and what it's
Okay.
about.
This is a marker from 1812 that there's 16 unknown soldiers planted over here in a nice grave, and we're going to go around the corner and go in there. But this is the marker from the road, but you can't get to the cemetery from here, so you got to go around the corner, and it's back in the farmer's field.
Okay.
And we'll be there in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, there's a guy behind me. He's getting pissed. Through Bell Fountain, Kenton, and there was a fort here, and they had, in the winter of 1812, they had a bunch of guys die. So there's 16, I think it's 16 unknown soldiers buried here, and it's really, really cool. And you can tell that it's being taken care of by some family because the road's mowed, the grass around the graves are mowed, they've always got flags. They really do a great job maintaining this cemetery.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh,
That's pretty neat.
yeah, they got a little park. That's Kenton's got other things that are very well known for. Okay, so everybody ready? Yep. Oakland, you want me to wait for you to get up in the air?
One second. Okay, we're arming. Okay, we're gonna do test fire number 1. Fire in the hole. Okay, test fire number 2. Fire in the hole. Now we're gonna do a simulated napalm drop. Fire in the hole.
Clark captured that fort from the British. The reason it's important to Ohio here is he drug it all the way from Vincennes to the Battle of Pickaway, the Indian village of Pickaway, which was fought in 1780. The connection there is the Indians were staging there, the Shawnee, to go south into Kentucky and raiding the villages down there. The King's 8th, which was an outfit that was stationed with them in this village of Pickaway, actually built a British-style stockade there. But when they heard that Clark was coming up the river system, they took off and went to Detroit and left the Indians to fight Clark on their own. So it's originally billed as the largest Revolutionary War battle west of the Allegheny Mountains. And a lot of people have never heard of that, but it was pretty significant in that it upset the British efforts to recruit the natives into their side in the battles that were fought out here, and what at that time was kind of Indian territory. We use this gun as if we're going to use live loads, as if we're going to shoot a projectile, but we're shooting blanks today. But if you'll notice, the crew is going to stay out of the way of the wheels because we have fired live with it, and it recoils about 13 feet in a split second when we shoot a live round in it. So in order not to set up bad habits, everybody treats this as if we do have a live round in it. It's still a pretty healthy charge of black powder, so we have to be careful about that because it will separate you from fingers, arms, and hands. So we want to be extra careful with that. I'm going to go through the whole sequence of commands that I would give these guys. Since they're experienced, if we were really in an incident that involved combat, I would tell them load and fire. They'd be automatic from there on. But I'm going to explain each one of these steps. Start out with man the gun, uncover. We're going to take the safety pins off the rifle. Swab the bore. He's using a sponge that's been wet in the bucket up there. This additionally makes sure there are no live embers left down in the barrel. Plus it clears out any kind of fouling that was left inside the bore. Advance the charge. My powder monkey is carrying the charge up. It's contained in like a cartridge. She places it in the muzzle. Ram the charge. Takes a pick, which is a sharpened instrument made out of bronze so that it doesn't cause a spark. He penetrates that cartridge, so there's now a channel for the fire to go in. He will now take what's called a quill, which normally originally would have been a goose quill. We use paper straws because they're more available. You don't have to chase the geese. And it has a charge inside of it. It is in effect a small linear charge which will shoot a flame about 18 inches. Plenty of room for us to set that charge off. He's covered it with his hat, so if we have an adjoining cannon that's going off, we don't get sparks over and set our gun off without us meaning for it to go. Or if it's raining, it keeps that primer charge dry. His hand is up, telling me, the gun commander, that gun is ready to go when I choose so. Advance the linstock. There's a slow match on the end of this linstock instrument. He positions himself at a safe distance to where he can respond to my orders. The man over the vent is now going to clear when I say, make ready. That's your signal to plug your ears. And if you have small children, you might want to plug their ears first. Your ears are shot, so it doesn't matter anymore. He's positioned himself with the slow match at a distance that when I tell him the magic word, he can put that on there right away. Is everybody ready? Fire! And we have a misfire. So now we're going to have to wait 3 minutes to make sure that does not set it off. Normally we would go through a procedure in which we're going to remove that old primer. They're giving the signal that we have a fouled gun. What we're going to do in the meantime is a modern safety procedure. We're going to go get a CO2 fire extinguisher and blow that load out.
Down in front.
Checking for horses. Advance the linstock. Make ready. Fire!
hi to,
Cheerio.
say hi to Renee.
Hi, Renee. Good to see you.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to do a countdown now, okay? It's going to be 5, 4,